What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. Jeffery at Jeffery TV, Jeffery at pfunk1.com. Coming to you live on Memorex. Default location, alternate weekend route. Last Thursday, I just happened to have my phone in my hand, or something came around, or I caught somewhere where I caught the beginning of the recent P-Funk show up around Seattle, I believe it was. And it seemed like I was there when it first started, because in my mind, I made the first comment, and I'm like, nobody commenting on this yet? I made the first comment. But what got me when I saw the PTV broadcast live on George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic's Facebook page, served up by Mrs. Carlon Thompson Clinton, who I feel that I do not underappreciate. Going by the story that's in my head, the scenario, the storyline that I believe, and just for, you know, her putting that out there, if that's on her, whoever, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? Because I remember one time watching it, I just happened to be, because I don't usually watch it, but I just happened to be sitting there and looking at YouTube with granddaughter, and it came on. So I said, hey, let's watch. Me and granddaughter sat there and watched it for a little bit. You know, for like a 2-year-old, 1-year-old, 1.5, I think she was young. For her to actually sit there and look at the TV for as long as she did was kind of impressive. But anyway, so I was watching it, and the first thing I noticed was tempo. I was like, what's going on? At first I said, oh, they open with knee deep. And then I heard it, and I kept listening. I was like, whoa, somebody lit a fire under somebody. I was like, tempo, I posted what I thought was it was definitely one of the first comments on the video. Tempo. And then I'm watching, and I'm looking, and I'm just, just filling it out, and I'm listening through the whole thing. I keep listening to see if it's gonna slow down, or if they're gonna maintain that tempo throughout the song. Because more than once, and I think I even got it on video with me while I was recording, you hear me say, don't slow down. And there's a couple times when Mr. Clinton said it first or after me, or I ain't gonna say we said it at the exact same time, but you could hear it. Sometimes I could actually hear it slow down, right when it's almost sometimes supposed to pick up. And I'm like, is they playing to a track that he got to stay to? Maybe the energy of the room and the band is going up and up and up. And if they play into a track, you got to pull it back. I don't know, but I'm like, don't slow down. I actually felt the energy going this way, then it just dropped because the tempo didn't keep going with the room and the crowd. Well, at least with me, with my energy in the music. So I'm looking, I'm watching, I'm saying, whoa. And I'm not sure if I watched it all the way through, but I definitely kept checking back to see if the tempo is down. If they actually maintained that energy throughout the whole song. One time, I said, man, I told Mr. Curry, I said, man, what's up with that energy? I said, y'all opened with knee deep and the energy was good. And he said, I probably repeat this more than once because it's sticking in my head. I'm not sure I believe it, but he said, not that he was lying, probably just joking, but he said, it's the first song we wasn't tired. I was like, ah. So and they kept going through. And so as Mrs. Thompson Clinton was videotaping, and she kind of swung by at a distance the drummer. And the drummer was like, between Mr. Oliver and Mr. God's Weapon. And, people back then, the kid and all that, so I couldn't see him straight on, dead on. But what I did see was one big, giant pork ham hock arm. I saw a big old ham hock arm. And I was like, that ain't, first thing I said, that ain't Mr. I'm gonna take my shirt off all the time and walk around the crowd after the show. Mr. Benzel Cowan. Like that ain't his arm. He ain't got no ham hock. And then I was like, and I remember that ham hock arm. I've seen it before. And so before I even seen the drummer, I was like, is that Barry Chenault? And I even posted it. I was like, is that Barry Chenault? And I was looking, I was trying to see, and I couldn't see. And finally, Mr. Clinton walked around there and got a good shot of him. And I was like, I knew something was up. And I find out he out there now. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? And then he gonna do one of his videos and everybody in it. Started off with Greg Thompson. Like, ah! Then Greg Boyer. I'm like, ah! The clip was in. I was like, no. And then he went to Mr. Curry and I just lost it. I got mad. He went to Mr. Curry and I got mad. You talk about ain't no fear of missing out. That's anger of missing out. But of course, you know, I don't have a PTO. I had just took the Wednesday off. I think I'm down to like 8 hours of PTO, 9, 10 hours of PTO, et cetera, so I couldn't be there. But I was like, what? I was like, what? He was like, ah, here we are. And then Mr. Curry, you know, he went to Mr. Curry, tell Mr. Curry was saying what's up. And Mr. Curry being Mr. Curry, I forgot Mr. Curry was Mr. Curry. It had been a while since I experienced Mr. Curry as Mr. Curry. He was like, what the fucking motherfucker. I just love it. I was just loving it. Mr. Chanaut was like, all right, that's enough. Because me and Mr. Chanaut always talk religion and spirituality and black folks and religion and politics and social structure and this and that and this and that and this and that. So, and he, devout Christian, devout, he believes Jesus is everything. And I'm an atheist and he understands that, we understand each other, but we can talk, you know, we literally talk. And it's good to have somebody that you can talk to like that. And, you know, me having the special life that I have, he just happens to be my favorite P-Funk drummer because of the style and manner in which he plays. And he also happens to be in the LA Maggots. I told you I live a good life. Him and Mr. Nero and Mr. Easton and Mr. Lake, Ponytail, Stone Gone the Clown. I won't name everybody, but the core. To me, the core is Chanaut, Easton, and Nero. And I'm thinking those three, or maybe at least two for sure, play the music the best out of at least LA. At least LA. And by say that, and Mr. Nero can be included in there. Whoops, did I say Mr. Nero was the man out? No, I can honestly say Mr. Nero was in there, is playing the bass. And when I say the best, I mean the way I like it. The way Jeffery, Pure Funk Mitchell likes it, a person who has seen Parliament Funkadelic live over 200 times. That's where that's coming from. And these three gentlemen, when they play together, the sound is there. And it still trips me out. Mr. Nero be nailing that sound. I don't know. I ain't gonna say to me in my mind, I think, I don't want to say it, but to me in my, I don't want to say, I just give him a hard time. That's my buddy, so I'm gonna give him a hard time. You know, I ain't gonna look at him. I ain't gonna look at him with the awe that I may look at him and Mr. Chanaut, Mr. 1993 P-Funk Tour. P-Funk drummer, Mr. Bobby, Long Beach Funk Festival creating Easton, but he got his thing, but the sound, and I'm there. If the bass ain't right, but anyway, so to see Mr. Chanaut there, and then I heard him talking, and he kind of modest with his, they got me out here. I'm like, Negro! I'm like, Negro, what? Because that was the question. I'm like, what the hell? First thing I said, what the hell is Barry Chenault doing in Seattle? Did he just happen to be there? Was Rolls Royce there? What? And I was going to call him. Because I got his number. And I don't be calling them cats. But I got all, most of their numbers, and I'll be calling them. But I was going to call him. Especially after Mr. Curry got on there. I was going to call Mr. Curry after that. He said, there it is. We're here on the motherfucking fucking. And Mr. Chenault go up, Oh, my God. Oh, my God, do I love that goddamn band. And the whole experience. It's the band, and as much as I try to fight it, it's the players, it's the people, Mr. Clint, everything about it. I mean, all the way down to the merch people, because the merch people know me, because I go out, the sound people, the roadies, whoever. If I'm out there and I see your face, and I remember I saw your face at the last one, I'm going to say something to you. If not, just to let you know that I've been here before. If not, just to let you know who the fuck I am. Oh my God. And I'm listening to the show. Actually, I didn't listen to the show, but I listened to some of it. I popped back in again. And that was the tempo. The tempo on Knee Deep was noticeably up and different. More energy, noticeably. Like I said, I think I was the second comment on the video. And the only thing I said was tempo, T-E-M-P-O, exclamation point. Then I kept listening to it again. After I said, is that Mr. Barry Chenault? And I think before I knew, or whatever, or after I knew it was him, I put tempo again, this time all caps, exclamation. Because I've told Mr. Curry, I told him, and I've said before, Knee Deep is my favorite song played live, but it ain't Knee Deep no more. It's something else. It's it's not. It's not that. It doesn't have that energy. Like I said, it's my favorite, but I have to admit, it's not the same. And then I went someplace, I heard somebody else play it. Might have been the Close of Funk, or somebody play it at that more up tempo, more at the record tempo. I don't know, whatever. I don't know if it's at the record or not, but more up tempo. And I was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to sound like. I think Oli's band, the LA Maggots. And on the LA Maggots version, Mr. Chanault sings it. And of course, I had to Mr. Pain his ass because he messed the lyrics up. But he gets a break. Being my favorite drummer and the cool Jesus-loving ass that he is, he gets a break. I do be giving some people a break. I do. Some people I don't. I don't give Mr. Pain nothing. I don't give Mr. Pain an inch for whatever reason. And I think he understands that. He probably even understands why better than I do. He probably understands why, where I'm not even sure why I don't do it. But, I be like, oh, maybe because just like I don't give Mr. Clinton an inch, but I'm starting to loosen up on him too, because he's giving me so much and the band is giving me so much, it's hard to be, quote unquote, be hard on him or want more or feel like, not that I deserve more. I mean, that's not it. Definitely, I didn't mean to say that part. Not that I'm owed more, definitely not that. Just, he's Mr. Clinton, and maybe like Mr. Payne is in charge of something that's very, very dear to me. So they have a responsibility first. We ain't friends. We ain't friends. You got a job to do. And that's to keep that band going at a certain level, to keep me happy. It's purely selfish. Purely selfish. And I'm like, that's why all these years, I'm looking him in his face. I'm standing right there in the middle of the goddamn stage, looking dead in his face. That band playing with all that power and all them Negroes looking at me. I'm standing right there. I'm here. What? Because I know. And I can fairly recently, maybe last couple of years, say that I know because I've seen him over 200 times. That's the justification that I was able to give myself the confidence to speak up even more than I was before. Because before, I used to be vocal about what I liked and didn't like. And I told the story for it. But P-Funk was had to be one of the first bands to, because of the internet, get exposed to direct fan opinion. Because of the One Nation board and the stuff, I started the P-Funk stuff on the internet. I was P-Funk 1. Because of my MySpace, I was P-Funk1.com. For whatever reason, even though it was about me, I named it P-Funk1.com. So that evolved. Next year, I started something on Prodigy. Some people remember that. And then it moved, I think AOL, never caught on AOL. And they got the One Nation board, I know I told the story before. But through that One Nation board, early, whatever years those was, the band was actually hearing critical comments about them directly from the fans. And I don't think that had happened before. Not the way, things were set up with, only time we see them in magazines, we only see them on records, covers, they always had something between them and the fan, but now that's gone. And I remember Mr. Curry, when I was working with him, and WeFunkWest.com, when we put out Funkadelic-ish and a couple of Lodge albums. Yeah, we put it out. I helped, I produced, I had it mastered, I manufactured them, I did the artwork, Funkadelic-ish, and I just did it. I was, how you young and you just do something, and you don't think, looking back, I put out a fucking record with Mr. Curry. Fuck you. We Funk West, I was there. And then, you live through it, you go through it. You're young, you're just in the middle of it, and then you look back and say, shit. Because I remember too, I think the first time me coming across Mr. Chanaut was with him and Blackbird and Mr. Curry. Mr. McKnight, Mr. Chanaut, and Mr. Curry had a band or something together. They was doing something together. And that's where I start, Mr. Chanaut started coming around. And then I started noticing his style. I'm like, I like the quote unquote regimented way he spaces his hits and the timing and the tempo that he carries, especially where the crashes are. Where the crashes are, and there was a couple shows where the crashes weren't, where he left the space in places. I was like, whoa, there's supposed to be something there. And it was just so glaring that it wasn't there. It was like an 808 kick drum. It was supposed to be there, that wasn't there. You look up, whoa! But anyway, I forgot where I was going. Anyhow, well, the Funkadelic record, so, that whole thing, and because I don't listen to P-Funk. I don't listen to P-Funk. I don't. I really don't. If I was to smoke some weed, which I do like once every 6 months, straight to the funk. But other than that, I'm listening to down tempo deep house, I'm sure. You've heard me say that before. But I gotta catch my breath. I gotta stop and catch my breath. But, so I'm listening to it, I'm hearing the music, because I ain't gonna say that I see him live so much that I don't need to listen to it, but it's kind of something like that. But, man, it gets me too excited. I get way too excited when I listen to it. It's too distracting. It's just way too shy. I remember one time at Ole Nero, the bass player I was just talking about, at his wedding, he had a DJ. He told the DJ to don't play nothing but P-Funk. Don't play nothing but P-Funk. It was Paul. Mr. Nero called him P-Funk Paul. I was like, that Negro ain't no P-Funk. Not only is he not a Negro, he ain't P-Funk. He be listening to Ready for the World. So don't be calling him P-Funk Paul. Call him DJ Paul or DJ Funk Clone Radio, whatever. But anyhow, he played nothing but P-Funk. Mr. Chanaut was there. Tamoka was there. You know, there was a bunch of people there. Zelda was there. Everybody was there. I sat by myself. I sat by myself to listen to the music because I don't get to hear it out. I don't get to hear it played that much, especially on public speakers, out, you know, public, and like a nice PA system and stuff. He played all people. He played Dr. Funkenstein live. I hadn't heard that live. I haven't heard that in so long. I almost cried. Tears almost came to my eyes. I hadn't heard that song in so long. I mean, everybody was like, you gonna come see us? Like, nope. Because y'all gonna make me mad by talking too much. I sat by myself and just, oh my God. See, that's Mr. Nero. That's the bass player I was talking about with Mr. Chenault and Mr. Easton, who I think, you know, can hold down that rhythm or whatever section that is. One of the best out there as far as the style in which I desire or think the music should be played after having heard George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic over 200 times live. Boom. Anyhow, so all that goes down Thursday night, Friday night, and I think Friday was when I saw Mr. Chenault go live a little bit, like he usually do. He was talking to the band, all the band was out there, and Mr. Jorzian was in it, Mr. Boyer was in it. I was like, ah! I was like, God damn it! Oh my God, that got me. That got me. And so I was like, you know, and I got over it. You know, I worked today and yesterday, and you know, I got over it. I went to bed. And for some reason, I woke up this morning, and I'm not sure how or why. I'm not sure how or why I found out about P-Funk shows, a P-Funk show in New York. I'm not sure how, because you know, on my home screen, there's definitely a link to go directly to Ticketmaster, P-Funk, George Clinton. Right there, boom, right on my second home screen. You know, P-Funk tour, to go get my tickets. And so I checked that periodically, but I hadn't been. Because I'm thinking, you know, next thing they doing is Hawaii and blah, blah. And they were so good Thursday night, I was like, shit, y'all gonna make me fly to Japan. I was like, y'all gonna make me fly to Japan, niggas. And then so, somehow I found out there was a show in New York, and it was like August 22nd. And I'm just laying there. I didn't get excited because I ain't got no PTO. I just got back to work. I can't let those thoughts get in my head. You know, I gotta work is priority, and it's not hard for me to do that. It's not like I have to keep those thoughts out of my head. Work is number one priority. Ain't nothing getting in between me and work. Right now, ain't nothing getting between me and work. Unless I'm just so tired to do it that I could, you know, maybe, I guess granddaughter did. Granddaughter and family got it because they wore my ass out to the point where I couldn't do it the next day. But, you know, so I said, let me check. So I checked, and it was a Friday, the 22nd. And then I saw there was 2 more shows after that. And then so I checked the distance between the New York show and the New Bethlehem show, 2-hour train ride or car drive ride. And then I checked the Baltimore show, the distance. I'm like, you know, 3 days in a row. You know, so that made it plausible. And so I think the next thing I did, I went to Google Travel. I got a link for that on my home screen too. Just checked out the flights from Los Angeles to, I think, Baltimore, Los Angeles to New York. And one of them was like, it was a red eye at 11:30 at night, get there Friday morning, 8:30 in the morning, something like that. And it was cheap. It was like $130 $29, $121. I was like, oh shit. And so, because it was on a Thursday, I could leave Thursday night, get there Friday morning, and only have to take 1 day of PTO. And by August, I'll have enough to where I could, definitely pull this off. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then I start kind of looking at other things, airfare and this and that, and travel times, renting cars, and I know how to do it. So I didn't go too deep in the weeds, but I just saw the big things. The airfare, if the airfare was there, if the air travel was possible, if it was possible to do it without taking oodles and noodles of PTO, and then ticket price. So I checked the ticket prices, and I was like, oh my God, a general admission. No, I checked it. It was general admission to the 2 shows, but the middle show, the middle show had seats, and it was 1 front row seat left. I don't gotta tell you. I don't gotta tell you what happened next. Oh God, I love this. I don't want to say this band, because I do, but it's bigger than I just love this being Jeffery, Pete Funk in my life. Just think, this stuff has been in me since I was 13, 15 years old. 1975. I was 13? Jesus. 1975. If it came out, I probably heard it in 76. I might have caught it late. I was 14 years old. Damn near 50 years in my life. I'll be 64 next year. It'll be 50 years. I've been rolling with Pete Funk ever since I first heard them keys on Mothership Connection. And it's been with me. It's been with me I hope I really want to explain this and get this out, how deeply important or crucial, or how much it means to me or somebody, I think, or anybody, to have something in their life like that for so long, to have such a passion for something that it kind of sustains you. It actually sustained me through some stuff. Listening to P-Funk and being that P-Funk character, growing up as, being that, that was me. I was like, oh my God. These cats get respect and can act a fool. And then when the flashlights and stuff came out, and all them gangster hard niggas start coming over to P-Funk, they remember who was first. They remember who used to be riding down Hilton Street bumping that stuff first. I done told the story before. I'm gonna tell it again, goddammit. They know. It's been in my life. I go to work. People at work know about my P-Funk. Everybody know that's P-Funk. Oh, P-Funk. Oh, P-Funk. And that's probably one of the only monikers that I allow or will accept being called. One of the only few things I'll wear on my back, Steelers and Funk. You won't see me wearing Nike or nothing. In fact, I was wearing some clothes. One of my coworkers repurposed me he gave me like 8 bags of clothes. Because he one of them, fashion cats that always be wearing, get a new stuff and, in and out, I gotta keep that. He gave me that, and so I wore his stuff. And every time I did, my daughter was like, you wearing Nike. You wearing this, you wearing that. And I was like, ugh. And there was a couple times I said I was gonna get a marker and cover up the Nike, the white Nike symbol. And it's like a little one too, it ain't no big thing. I was gonna cover it up. And every time I wear it, she said, and I was wearing the shoes, she said, is them Nike shoes? And this happened, but they was on sale, I caught them at Kohl's, discount price. And they was all black, so the swoosh wasn't like prominent. But anyway, there's not too many things I allow and associate myself with. To have that in my life and to have it still going after all these years. And to be going good, not just to be going through the motions like Cameo. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. Because some of them bands, they out there getting the money. Last time I saw the Howell Players, they wasn't doing that. In fact, I was like, I didn't know. Dr. G, George Darden, I went with him, Funkadelic ball, see the high players. He set us up, front row. I was sitting right front row, right smack in front of the high players. He was hollering Youngstown all night. And I didn't know the high players brought a band, instruments, instrumentation, playing hard and doing it. Them old motherfuckers. I mean, to have it, oh my God. But anyway, before I got out of bed, by the time I woke up Saturday this morning, having no idea that there was gonna be shows, P-Funk shows, until the time I got out of bed, I had 3 tickets. I bought my tickets. I'm gonna be front row in Bethlehem, General Mission twice, in Baltimore and New York. I got a New York ticket, not even know where it was, just in Times Square. Oh, what such a life, such a life. And then I even got my airfare done yet, because it looks to be, pretty straightforward. And then sometimes you just get to the point where, no matter what it costs, sometimes you just get to the point, I ain't gonna hurry up and try to get a good deal, because no matter what, I'm just gonna pay it and not let it rip my brain to shreds by worrying about it. So I got 3, then I posted it because I was proud. I'm laying in the bed, I wake up, blah, blah, blah day. By the time I get up, I'm gonna see P-Funk in Times Square, Bethlehem, PA, and Baltimore. And then I saw the return flight. The return flight Monday after the show, Spirit Airlines leaves at 5:45 a.m. nonstop. Give me the LAX at like 8 something. I could get here, do, and go to work, not miss a day. $59. They want $59 for that flight. But I didn't get it yet because I gotta negotiate or figure out, I'm talking to my daughter to see, do I want to go back there, stay a while, and then go to DC or hang out? But the whole thing is, the Funkadelic ball is at the end of September. Do I fly into New York and do these 3 shows and fly back here right after the show, right after, this is over, go to work, and then fly out to Ohio, stay a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks or whatever, 2-3 weeks, and then go to Funkadelic ball and fly home. I gotta negotiate all that. And that's the best part of being Jeffery. That's one of the parts of Jeffery I love, because I've done this so much. There's the confidence and there's the ease to it, and there's the excitement, and it's fun. I love navigating, putting shit together. I love putting it together. Remember, first time I went to Europe. Well, the first time I went to Europe, I wanted to, whoa! Let me know next time. Let me know. Shit. So, see, that's what I'm talking about. People gotta start letting folks know. Shit. Now I'm all pissed off. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, because I gotta navigate all that. I figured out flying. Well, the first time I went to Europe, I went in a package. I went with a tour. I was like, okay. Second time I went, I did it all myself. Because I had flown domestically a bunch. And I was like, you could do it yourself. You can do it on the internet. Everything is there. Everything's on the internet. You don't really need anything. And I remember, to really deviate, I remember the first time that I really realized that I could do stuff like this was a Steeler. It was the playoffs, NFL playoffs that started. And my friend, probably the best friend I ever had, if she was my best friend, she wanted to get her boyfriend, tickets to the Falcon game, the Falcon playoff game at the Georgia Dome, because they in Atlanta. So, she said, how much tickets? So I just checked. And I was like, tickets only this much? Tickets this cheap? To go to a playoff game? I said, let me check and see how much the Steeler game tickets are in Kansas City, because Steelers playing in Kansas City. I'm like, oh my God. I'm at work. I'm like, oh my God, I can afford this. Then that's what I learned. I checked the airfare. You know, this is before I had it down. This is before I really had it down. It was kind of, you know, more clunky and clumsy. I had to bounce around a little bit, I had to do this, do that. You know, I didn't have it down the way I had it now. So I got it, and I look, and that's when I realized, and it hit me, I can do this. I can afford this. I can do this, and I can afford this. And I remember walking around work. I remember walking around work, talking to my coworker, because I was scared to pull the trigger. I didn't know that, you know, I could do this. I had no idea that I was capable of this, and it was that easy, or quote unquote easy, or that it could be done. And plus, I kind of wasn't used to having the kind of money at my disposal, because I've been working at that job for a while. So I had some money, and so these prices weren't so bad. I was like, wait a minute. And it was like a Friday, and the game was like Sunday or something like that. It was like a Thursday, and the game was like Saturday or something. So I had to get tickets. I got a ticket like the day after. I got a ticket to the game, airfare, hotel for like 2 days later. And I put it together and it worked and I could afford it. And that's when it said, hey, that's the beginning of all around the world for the funk. And then I saw that picture. They posted, Mr. Payne or somebody posted a picture of P-Funk in Moscow. I got a thing for Moscow. I've always had a thing for Russia and Moscow, for whatever reason. I always did. I mean, even going back to Olga Corbett and Svetlana and all them, even though they're not from Moscow, they're from that Eastern European kind of Caucasian dude. I kind of, you know, no need to go any farther than that. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and just the discipline and, you know, the not smiling, laughing all the time, and just the whole idea, what a stereotypical Russian is, or Russian, you know, is. But anyway, so it was in Moscow, and I was like, ugh. That kind of got me. I said, next time. It's another time that got me upset. Seems like every time I get upset, Mr. Payne is involved. But anyway, so I remember I saw that, I said, yeah, then I went to London. First time I went to London, I did P-Funk and flew into London, drove to Manchester for that show, drove back to London for that show, then drove to Bristol. And it was too much. It was too much driving. It was too much driving, too little time. I kind of wore myself out. Didn't really get a chance to enjoy myself, et cetera, et cetera. But I learned. I drove like 800 miles in 3 days. And, you know, I didn't really get to see nothing in Manchester. Yeah. So I've learned how to, you know, give myself some time. Even miss shows. Sometimes you just gotta miss shows. Shit. Which is kind of hard to say, but it's the truth. Sometimes you can't go to all the shows. Sometimes you gotta say, I can't make this one. You gotta let it go, you gotta rest. Like Mr. Curry said a long time ago, he said, if you're on the mothership, you can't be watching the show. You gotta do your job. Bus driver don't watch the show, bus drivers sleep during the show. I was like, nope, I can't do that. And that's not for me. Nope, no way in hell would I put myself in a position to be that close to the music being played and I'm not able to react and give it my full attention. It's just not gonna happen. I just won't put myself in there. That's just crazy. That's just asking for craziness. So that's how I go. And then, like I said, it's a good life, it's a good time. It's something being Jeffery, it really is. Whatever I am, whatever created, whatever the consciousness, this thing, it's just so rewarding. And I get so much from it. And it's just, it really is. It really, really is. I built it, you know, I put it together. I quote unquote earned it. I developed it. You know, I put in work for it. It just didn't happen. You know, this is not luck. A little bit of it. The luckiest day, and I said this before many a time too. Luckiest day of my life was when it was determined who my parents were gonna be. The rest was easy. The rest was pretty much there for me to mess up. And as I said before, I've tried to mess it up more than once. I've tried to mess it up more than once, but they got me back on it, and they got me back together. They pulled me back on the right path when I tried to go wayward here and there, but because I had good parents, and they gave me opportunity to become this. Gave me opportunity to become this person that I love so much, that I'm in love with. The life, the consciousness. It gave me to become this consciousness that I'm in love with, that I've built and everything around me. And a little bit of luck, probably. I mean, P-Funk. I mean, to stumble on P-Funk. And it might not have been luck. Maybe I knew. Maybe when I picked him, maybe subconsciously, instinctively, I was attracted to him because I knew this was something real. This is the real shit. This is something. Them Parliament records, that's something. This is maybe I knew this was gonna last. This ain't no bullshit. Maybe I knew there was something in there, you know, that I sensed to give it a longevity. Man, the Steelers. Well, the Steelers kind of came on a fluke. But because the year before, Kansas City lost to Miami, and what was the longest game in NFL history at that time, and Kansas City was my team, it broke my heart. And I couldn't forgive them. I was too young. I was young, I could not forgive them. I couldn't be their team no more. You know, you ain't gonna break my heart like that again. I just couldn't do it. There was no forgiveness, none, zero. So I had to pick another team. And my father said, the Steelers look good. Let me watch them. I like the uniforms. And they were on every week. And youngster. So that first season, we went 11-3-0. It culminated with the Immaculate Reception. Well, we lost to Miami the year after. I mean, we lost to Miami the week after the playoffs. And they went undefeated that year. But we, what was I gonna say? There was Immaculate Reception. And after the Immaculate Reception, after following that team 11-3-0, going to the playoffs, my first time watching, the first time they've been in the playoffs, and blah, 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 blah. And they have the Immaculate Reception happen. That's it. I'm team for life. Because you just don't know how I was sitting there crying. I mean, not crying, but you know. I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. My team losing after all these weeks. You know, become heartbroken. Franco got that ball, scored. You know, that was my first year as a Steeler fan. We didn't win the Super Bowl. Then we didn't win it the next year either. Then we won it in 74 or something like that, 75, 74. And I've been with them ever since. Went on to win 6, went on to win more than anybody. You know, so I was there before. They knew me as a Steeler, just like they knew me as P-Funk before they got hyped and big. And I carry those things with me to this day. In my heart, my soul, it's a part of me. I put on them colors every Sunday. You know, you already know, every Sunday. And now, wake up this morning, boom, boom, boom. You going to DC. I mean, you going to P-Funk in New York. I love New York too. I wish there was a way I could spend more time in New York. But I ain't gonna be there but to see the show. It's just in and out, and that hurts. I might have to find a way to go early and spend a few days in New York, even if it's just bullshit, you know? I might. Maybe I'll have some PTO, I doubt it. Maybe I could work in the New York office. I doubt it, but I gotta figure out something, you know what I mean? Because I'll be there less than 24 hours. Be in New York less than 24 hours. But it'll still be fun, because I might not get a car. I might take the train and do public transit, Ubers and stuff. So, you know, just being part of the city, that'll be my exposure to the city. That'll be my, you know, New York experience. The subways or whatever. Back off to the airport, just navigating. You know, maybe that'll give me enough in New York. You know, but I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. But anyhow, I love New York. I do. I love New Orleans too. I ain't been no New Orleans. Ain't been in New Orleans in a little while. Ain't been no Pete Funk in New Orleans in a little while. What's up with that? I'm just saying, universe. Just talking to the universe, that's all. Let the universe know how I feel. I think we all should express to the universe how we feel. Anyhow, that's where I'm at. That's who I am. Happy Saturday. Out here getting my steps late in the day. Woke up lazy. Well, I didn't wake up. I did wake up lazy. They get them tickets. They got me fired up. So I got up. Went and got some more Black and Miles. What's up with the fires? Is people setting stuff on fire out here? Or stuff just burning? So I went up. I got a hankering for pizza. And not good pizza. Pizza from the grocery store. I wanted a grocery store pizza. Plus I had a $1 off coupon. Plus I wanted that pizza. I like to take it bake, and it's enough. It's just enough, and it's good enough. And it's not too much, and there's something about baking it and eating it hot, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of what I wanted. That's kind of what I ended up getting. So that all worked. That worked out. So that's where we're at now. That's where we're at now, and that's where we're going. And now I'm out getting my steps. And when I got on the scale after eating the pizza and chips and stuff, and I went to the store, I got some cookies and I got some red vines. Red vines was on sale, so I got a couple things of red vines. I got some wafer cookies, some 99-cent wafer cookies, and box of Mike and Ike's. And I got marshmallows and Fig Newtons. So you know what's going down. You know what it's gonna be. I'm guessing you already know what it's gonna be. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm guessing you already know. And if I can possibly act right a little bit, maintain a little bit, I'll be okay. Just a little bit. Just gotta maintain a little bit, you know, keep my senses about me and see where it goes from there. You know, that's the whole idea. The whole idea is to maintain and to keep my senses and not to overdo it. Because we gonna do it. We gonna do it. There ain't no doubt about it. We gonna do it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna go down. It's gonna go down. It's just that we don't want it to go down so drastically that it, you know, messes up what little bit of progress I may or may not have. So that's where I'm at. That's who I'm at. That's what I'm doing. And looking forward to these shows. And, you know, and traveling. It gets me excited. Gives me motivation to not, you know, to do my work, do my job, to, you know, hang in there, not miss no days. So they got something to shoot for now. And there's my mojo is up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? My mojo is up a little bit because I'm shooting for something now. So that's always good, I think. They have something to look forward to, or they have something to want to attain, or it drives you, or whatever you don't want to call it. So that's always good. Anyhow, my name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell, and I'm coming to you live on Memorex on a Saturday. doing what I do, how I do it, in this most wonderful experience on this planet, in this Sun Earth ecosystem, this biosphere of which we all live, reside, operate. It really is good. It really, really is good. Oh, them dogs out here. Nah, them dogs don't usually do nothing though. If it's them same dogs. I don't have to pick up nothing and go up upside one of these dogs' heads. But there's people out there, so it's usually good. And it's kind of sad though. Kind of walk by the dogs, they don't bark or nothing. They kind of be like, they're kind of like ashamed to be part of the homeless community. Probably shouldn't say that. They might have heard me and start barking at me or something. It's just like they got no self-esteem either. The dogs ain't even got no self-esteem or anything. Anyway, that's how that goes. Taking it home, getting home, got half a pizza left, bunch of cookies and stuff. Started watching the Phoenix Project or whatever, the Phoenix something, or Benicio the Termo, whoever his name is, et cetera, et cetera. It's pretty good. I liked it. So, you know how that goes. Anyhow, guess what? Guess what? Dude trying to turn around in the middle of the road. Don't back up and hit me. Don't back up and hit me. Guess what? I'm swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the phone. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom, in this, or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. The totality of it all, theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffrey. Jeffrey Pure Funk Mitchell.